We know the customers you love and your favorite trends. Gurjeet always here, where your advertising friends will boost your social views with a trendy blend. With Jasmine Ofori guiding you, your success will never end.
Hello, hello. We are live on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and on YouTube. I'm Jasmine Afori. I am the founder of Jew Digital. And what we do at Jew Digital is we help coaches, consultants, and event hosts to gain leads and visibility online using social media marketing. If you'd like to have a chat with us, feel free to do so. The details will be screening across the screen, or I will leave the details in the comments section. And today I am here with the lovely Gurjeet Minhas. Hi, Gurjeet. How are you doing today?
Hi, Jasmine. I'm doing really well. And thank you
Fantastic.
for asking. And how are you doing?
I'm not too bad, not too bad. Busy day, but I'm great. I'm great. Yeah, you look fantastic. You look lovely today. Thank you for coming on this platform. So we'll begin by asking you, where you're streaming from and who you are. Feel free to introduce yourself.
Yes. So I'm Gurjeet Minhas. I'm actually a registered nurse and have been a registered nurse all my life and specializing in labor and delivery. So basically, a maternity nurse, you might call me. And I'm also a professor at the university where I teach my nursing students. And that's a little bit of my background. I've traveled actually to three continents: Australia, New Zealand, um, originally from India, and now in North America, Canada, specifically Surrey, British Columbia.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I wonder what it's like being in Australia. I've heard a lot of good things about Australia. Did you enjoy yourself there?
Yes, absolutely. I loved every place I was in.
Yeah, fantastic. So, the purpose of this interview is to speak about, the rising rate of C-sections, and, lots of women want to have a natural birth, but they end up resorting to medical interventions to successfully give birth. So, from your experience, Gurjit, why is this happening? And, can you tell us about your personal birth experience?
Yeah, sure. So currently, we all know that the rate of C-sections is just, there's no return. It's just going up, up, up. And there are so many reasons. There's not just one particular reason. I'll share a few. So, first of all, people think it's a natural process, right? Natural birth has happened through ages, actually. And so they think there's nothing to do, there's nothing to prepare, and there's nothing to worry about. So that is the first mistake they make. Yes, it is a natural process, but with anything, you do require preparation. So that's what I want to point out. Second, they lay the responsibility on the doctors, nurses at the hospital, and they think, well, there's nothing I need to do. They'll take care of me once I go to the hospital. And again, I have nothing to worry about. And finally, I want to say the lifestyle has changed so much. Our current lifestyle is more sedentary than it was many years ago. And we may think, that we are active, but if you look at the reality, our activity is way less than what our forefathers and ancestors were used to. And also the foods we eat, we are more like a fast food generation, and so we end up not getting the vitamins, minerals that our body needs, and so our body is also different. So what is a natural process is now becoming less and less natural. That's what I would like to say.
Oh, that's
And
the
yeah,
fantastic. Yeah, thank you
and
for
I
that
think
response.
I'll just
Yeah,
respond
oh,
to your other question, going back to my own birth experience, which I wanted to share. I was in the same boat. Trust me, I thought the same things that I just shared. And so I did absolutely nothing. And to top it all, my dad was a doctor, he was an anesthesiologist. So I thought, well, I'll see, I don't have to do anything. I'm in good hands. And if there's pain, he can give me an epidural. And really, what do I care? And so I did absolutely nothing. When the big day came, I was in so much pain. And of course, he was there, gave me an epidural. And then after that, the problem started. I'm talking about what happened to me. And then, I just couldn't push, and we had to use a forceps. It was so traumatic, so horrific. Even today, when I think of it, it's like, oh my gosh, why did I not do anything about it? And
Yeah.
what I really, I'm so passionate about. Okay, I could have done things differently. And well, people today are in the same boat. They don't know what they don't know.
Yeah.
And forward to my second birth, Jasmine. Second birth was so easy because by then I sort of had learned a lesson and I did things so very differently. And so I knew that, these two birth experiences are possible. It's possible to have trauma and difficulties, and it's also possible to have an easy, beautiful birth. And that's what set me on my life's journey. And wherever I went through all these different continents, it was always in my heart to, find out, okay, what helped you? When I spoke to women, I spoke to midwives, I spoke to doctors. I said, okay,
Yeah.
what in your opinion helps the woman to have a natural childbirth? And that's, the wisdom that I gathered throughout my journey.
Oh wow, that's fantastic. You've been through a lot of journey and you've had a lot of experience. So yeah, definitely you're one person to listen to when it comes to natural childbirth. So my next question to you, Gurjit, is why does your current, prenatal class help women, to get fit and ready for natural childbirth? And can all women, have a natural childbirth is what I'm asking.
Yes. So I'll answer the question. There are two parts to it. Uh, I would like to say that all women can experience a natural childbirth, but that wouldn't be accurate because sometimes, there are pre existing conditions that, make it almost impossible to have a natural childbirth. So if you exclude those and then you ask me the question, I would say yes. It is possible for every woman to have a natural childbirth. So that's answering that. Now, why does my program work so well? The reasons are threefold. Number one, it's not airy fairy, fluffy puffy things. It's based on universal laws. I've used ancient wisdom that I gathered throughout my life's journey. And finally, I help the woman to use her own powers of her body and mind to help her, get ready and actually have, like, experience a natural childbirth.
Yeah, oh, fantastic. And okay, thank you very much for that, Gurjit. So if somebody was watching right now and they want to learn more about you and how, you can help them, what would you say to them, basically?
So I have my information up on my website, which is joycechildbirth.com. And if they needed any assistance or they had a question, they could always email me at info@joycechildbirth.com. And there's also a free report on my website, 5 steps to having a natural childbirth, which I think every woman should know about. So please, I would highly recommend reading that report. And there are a couple of more things that I wanted to really share, and these are valid only for a short time. On 2nd and 3rd November, we have a baby show in Vancouver, and it's a beautiful, fun event. And it's in Canada Place. You can definitely, Google it and come to the event because I will be talking about my prenatal preparation over there. And secondly, there's a Eventbrite free question and answer session that I'm doing. So any question you have, any concern, anything you really want to know about, I would highly recommend joining the Eventbrite session. And the link, we'll try to put it in the chat.
Yes, there I will be putting all the details in the chat as the live ends. I also have another question to ask Gurjit. Um, why is it important for you to help women to have a natural childbirth? And what advice would you give to first-time moms? They're apprehensive, they want to know, how to do it right, and if they can possibly do it naturally as well. So what would you say to them?
So, why am I so passionate? Because being a labor delivery nurse, I've been in the hospital with hundreds of women by now, I can say. And so many times, the women, I can never forget their helpless expression. They were saying, please help me, just I can't take it, do something. And there was nothing I could do. The only thing I could do was offer them drugs and narcotics. And that really broke my heart. And I said, I mean, I kept thinking if these women had prepared their body, had eliminated all the fears that are going on in their mind, and there are ways to eliminate those fears, right? And
Yeah.
so, if they had only done the preparation in advance, they wouldn't be in such a helpless state. And specifically, the first time moms, because the guidance is very limited nowadays, people are left Googling and searching for themselves because doctors' offices are so busy. They hardly
Yeah.
have time to go beyond their routine important investigations that they need to carry out. And so these women are basically left clueless and just not preparing themselves. And so that really was the driving force behind me preparing my program and teaching it to the community.
No,
So
wow, you're making a great impact on the community. I mean, with your years of experience, I believe it's 30 plus years of experience. Everybody should, anybody considering natural childbirth should be looking to you to ask for advice and support. And your classes, the way you've designed it is fantastic. Is there anything else you'd like to share with the audience about what
I
you do or what you've got? Yeah,
Yeah, the most important thing I really want to share is that take responsibility. Take responsibility for your baby's birth. I know that every mom to be wants the best experience for herself and she wants the best for her baby. But giving your baby the best doesn't start after birth, it starts during pregnancy. There's so much you can do for baby during pregnancy, and there's so much you can do for yourself. Remember, when you're fearful, scared, anxious, all those emotions, they travel to your baby and the baby gets affected by that. And when the baby is born, and then, as the child grows, you wonder why the child has certain, things happening in their life, why they're scared, why are they this way, why are they that way. The reason is they've been programmed that way during pregnancy. So, pregnancy is a super important time in your life, and you need to treat it as such. So, respect that time, value it, and prepare yourself. That's my recommendation.
Oh, that's fantastic. I wish I had that information before I, gave birth because I was a first-time mom, obviously. So I was apprehensive, I didn't know what was right, what was wrong, and I was sifting through a lot of information, trying to gather, the best source of information to rely on when it comes to pregnancy and the best way to, feed my child in terms of what I take in, what the information I listen to. But yeah, I wish I did have that. But if I do get pregnant again, I know who to come to now.
And
I'll
there's
be
another
coming to
thing,
you.
there's one more thing I wanted to just talk about. So it's
Yeah,
one thing preparing yourself, and the second thing that I also help women with is providing support throughout pregnancy. So that is
yeah,
like almost unheard of. It's like a pregnancy coach where women, whoever is there needing you, she can actually, call you anytime, be supported. Any challenges that come up, she'll get help with that.
yeah, yeah. Well, thank you so much, Gurjeet, for being here and for sharing what you do. It's definitely a cause-worthy thing to do to help bring a life, life to the world. It's the most precious, greatest feeling ever. So thank you for what you do. And if you don't have anything else to say, we're going to close out the interview. It's been nice talking to you. I've learned quite a few things, which I'll be noting down and sharing with whoever I see who is pregnant. So thank you, Gurjeet, from Joyous Childbirth. If you want to follow Gurjeet, she's on Facebook, she's on Instagram, and she's on YouTube. I work closely with Gurjeet to manage her social media. So if you want to connect with Gurjeet, she's on LinkedIn to connect with her and get to know her. Thank you, Gurjit. Now I'm going to play a soundtrack from Cyrus Kafash. He is a podcast and branding expert. He created this lovely, track for me, and I'll be ending with that. So it's a thank you to Cyrus. I'll be leaving his details in the comments as well. Thank you for being here again, Gurjit, and thank you everybody for listening. I hope you take care. All right, bye bye.
We know the customers you love and your favorite trends. Gurjeet is always here, where your advertising friends will boost your social views with a trendy blend. With Jasmine Ofori guiding you, your success will never end.